Welcome to our meditation on developing self-compassion. We're going to explore a really powerful practice that can change how you relate to yourself. Think of self-compassion as treating yourself like you would a good friend with kindness and understanding. It's about acknowledging when things are tough without being too hard on yourself, and remembering that everyone's imperfect. It's part of being human. When you cultivate self-compassion, you might find you become more emotionally resilient, less anxious or depressed, and generally feel better overall. As we start this journey together, try to open your heart to yourself. Embrace your experiences gently and nurture that inner warmth and acceptance. Consider this meditation a gift to yourself, a moment to pause and connect with the fact that you're inherently worthy of love and compassion. All right, let's take a moment to get comfy. Find a nice spot to sit or lie down, whatever works for you. Just let your body relax into that space, feeling all supported and cozy. If you want, go ahead and close your eyes, or if you prefer, just look down softly. Now, pay attention to your breathing. Don't worry about changing anything, just notice how it naturally flows in and out. Feel the air moving through your nose, or how your chest or tummy gently rises and falls. As you keep breathing normally, start to notice your whole body. Feel where you're touching the surface beneath you. Let yourself sink into that support, and with each breath out, imagine any tension just melting away. Take a moment to check in with your body, starting from the top of your head and working your way down to your toes. As you do this, pay attention to what you're feeling without trying to change anything. You might notice some warmth here, a bit of coolness there, maybe some tingling or pressure. Whatever pops up, just let it be, no need to judge it. It's totally normal if your mind starts to wander off. When that happens, just gently bring your focus back to your breathing and how your body feels. Use these physical sensations as your anchor, keeping you grounded in the present moment. As you keep breathing and staying aware of your body, allow yourself to fully settle into this space and time. Let go of any thoughts about what's happened or what's coming up. Just focus on the here and now. Embrace this quiet moment of being present and let a sense of calm and centeredness wash over you. Let's take a look at that inner voice of ours, shall we? You know, the one we all have chattering away in our heads. It's often called the inner critic, but don't worry, we're not here to judge it. Take a second to tune into that voice inside you. How does it sound? What kind of things does it say? No need to change anything or tell it to pipe down. Just listen in for a bit. It's like you're a friendly detective, keeping an eye on the thoughts that pop up. Maybe they're a bit harsh or pushy, telling you you're not up to scratch or that you should be doing more. Perhaps they're pointing out mistakes you've made. As these thoughts come and go, try to stay curious and open. You don't have to argue with them or shoo them away. Just let them hang around like clouds drifting across the sky of your mind. Let's take a moment to think about how these self-critical thoughts affect you emotionally and physically. Do they leave you feeling a bit on edge, worried, or down? Pay attention to what's happening in your body as you become more aware of that inner critic. You might notice some tension in your chest, a funny feeling in your stomach, or like your shoulders are carrying a heavy load. Here's the thing, we all have that critical voice inside us. It's just part of being human, and it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Often, this voice is trying to help us out or push us forward, even if it's not always going about it in the best way. As you keep observing your inner critic, try to be a bit understanding towards it. This part of you might have developed as a way to deal with things that happened in the past or to live up to expectations others had for you. Take a moment to breathe deeply and remember that you're not just your thoughts. You can watch them come and go without letting them run the show. Don't let that inner voice tell you what you're worth. It doesn't get to decide that. As we keep going, it's great that you're noticing your inner critic. That's a big step towards being kinder to yourself. When you spot that critical voice without judging it, you're making room for a gentler, more understanding part of you to shine through. Let's talk about being nicer to ourselves, shall we? Picture this, you're sitting across from a good friend who's having a tough time. You'd naturally feel that warmth and care for them, right? You'd look at them with those kind eyes, wanting to help and make things better. Now, here's the twist. Imagine that friend fading away, and suddenly it's you sitting there instead. Try looking at yourself with that same compassion you had for your friend. I know it might feel a bit weird at first, and that's totally okay. Just take a deep breath and let that kindness sink in. Imagine wrapping yourself up in a cozy blanket of compassion, like a big, warm hug for your whole self. While you're all snuggled up in that kindness, why not give yourself a little pep talk? Go on, you deserve it. Take a moment to quietly repeat these phrases to yourself. I deserve kindness and compassion. I accept myself, flaws, and all it's fine to mess up. I'm constantly learning and improving. I'm as kind to myself as I am to others. Let these words sink in and nurture your mind and heart. If you catch yourself being self-critical, just acknowledge it and refocus on these positive affirmations. Now, think about a time when you were too hard on yourself. Maybe you made a mistake, felt like you failed, or doubted yourself. As you remember this, pay attention to how your body feels and what emotions come up. Instead of pushing these feelings away, welcome them. Show them the same compassion you'd show a friend who's having a tough time. Let's take a moment to connect with ourselves. Put your hand on your chest, right over your heart. Feel its warmth and steady beat. Now, let's acknowledge what's happening. I'm going through a tough time. It's normal to struggle sometimes. I'm going to be kind to myself right now. Your hand is there as a gentle reminder to be good to yourself. Take some deep breaths, imagining that you're letting go of stress with each exhale. Picture yourself breathing in self-acceptance and breathing out any harsh self-judgment. Try to relax your body, letting any tension melt away. Give yourself permission to exist in this bubble of self-kindness. Remember, you deserve understanding and compassion. As we keep going, keep in mind that being kind to yourself is something you can get better at with practice. Every time you choose to be compassionate instead of critical, you're moving towards feeling more at peace. Don't be too hard on yourself as you learn this new way of treating yourself. Let's take a moment to think about our shared human experience as we continue our journey of self-compassion. You know, those challenges you face and the things you see as imperfections in yourself? Well, you're not alone in that. Everyone on this planet goes through struggles, has doubts, and feels vulnerable sometimes. Take a deep breath and consider this right now. There are so many other people trying to be kinder to themselves, just like you are. They also deal with inner critics, moments when they doubt themselves and the desire to be accepted and loved. Imagine a huge tapestry of humanity for a second. Each thread in it represents a person with their own hopes, fears, and experiences. Your thread is woven in there with billions of others, all connected, all part of the same beautiful, complex pattern. As you breathe slowly and deeply, try to feel this connection. The ups and downs you go through are echoed in other people's lives. Your successes and setbacks are mirrored in the journeys of countless individuals all over the world. Think back to a moment when you felt really exposed or messed up somehow. You know what? Tons of people have probably been there too. Your struggles don't set you apart, they actually link you to the big, messy human family we're all part of. Right now, why not send out a little mental hug to everyone who might be dealing with similar stuff? And hey, while you're at it, give yourself a bit of that compassion too. You deserve some understanding and kindness just as much as anyone else. Let's take a deep breath together, shall we? It's pretty cool when you think about it. This simple act of breathing is something we share with every single person out there. It's like we're all in this together just by breathing. As you keep breathing, try to ease up on yourself a bit. You know how you'd be understanding if a friend was beating themselves up over not being perfect? Maybe try giving yourself that same break. We're all works in progress, after all. Hey there, let's chat about something important. You know how we're all human, right? Well, that means we're beautifully imperfect. It's totally okay if you're struggling or feel like you've got flaws. Those aren't signs that you're failing, they're actually chances for you to grow and understand yourself better. Pretty cool, huh? Think of these challenges as bridges connecting you to others. They remind us that we're all in this human experience together. Take a moment to feel that sense of relief. You're not alone in what you're going through. Your imperfections, they don't set you apart. In fact, they're what make you human and help you connect with others, to love and be loved. As we keep going, remember this feeling of connection. It's a reminder that being kind to yourself isn't just about you, it's something we're all working on together. When you treat yourself with kindness, you're helping make the world a more compassionate place for everyone. Isn't that awesome? Let's take a breath and dive into a little self-compassion practice together. It's all about being kind to yourself and noticing your thoughts and feelings without judging them. Cool, right? So here's what we're going to do. First up, let's focus on our breathing. Just notice how the air feels as it goes in and out. No need to change anything, just be aware of it. As you're doing this, you might find some thoughts or emotions popping up. They could be about your day, stuff from the past, or things you're thinking about for the future. Whatever shows up, just give it a little nod of recognition. Now, imagine you're chilling by a peaceful stream. The water's flowing gently, and every now and then, a leaf floats by. When a thought or feeling comes up, picture putting it on one of those leaves and watching it drift away. You don't need to chase after it or try to stop it, just watch it go on its merry way. Notice your thoughts drifting? No worries, it happens to everyone. Your mind's just doing its thing. Gently guide your attention back to the present moment, like you're nudging a friend. As you keep at it, be kind to yourself. Tough emotions popping up? That's totally normal. Maybe give yourself a little pep talk. This is a bit rough right now, but I've got this. Remember, we're all in the same boat, feeling these things. Caught yourself being a bit harsh on your focus skills? Hey, that's fine too. Picture that judgment floating away on a leaf. Treat yourself like you would a buddy who's having a hard time with patience and understanding. Keep up this practice of noticing your thoughts and being kind to yourself. See how it feels to just let your experiences be, without trying to change them. That's really what mindful self-compassion is all about, being there for yourself in a friendly, understanding way. As you check in with your inner world, you might spot some patterns or thoughts that keep popping up. Try to be curious about these rather than critical. Each thought and feeling is a chance to practice being compassionate with yourself. Remember, you're not trying to clear your mind or feel a specific way. The aim is to develop a kind awareness of whatever's going on for you right now. Every time you notice your mind drifting and gently bring it back, you're getting better at mindful self-compassion. As we wrap up this exercise, take a second to give yourself a pat on the back for taking this time to practice. Recognize that by being present with yourself just as you are, you're already showing yourself compassion. All right, let's bring your focus back to where you are right now. How do you feel after that exercise? Pretty good, huh? Hold on to that mindful self-compassion as we keep going on this adventure together. Let's focus on nurturing some kindness towards yourself. It's all about sending genuine good vibes your way for your well-being, happiness, and peace. Start by turning your attention to your heart. Picture a warm, soft glow right in the middle of your chest. This glow, it's your natural ability to love and be kind. As you breathe in, feel that glow getting brighter and warmer. Breathing out, let it soften and spread. With each breath, allow this warm, kind feeling to fill you up completely. Now, quietly say these words to yourself, letting them really sink into your heart. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong. May I be truly happy. May I live with ease and well-being. Take your time with each phrase, really let them settle in. If your mind starts to wander, no worries, just gently bring it back to the words and that warm feeling in your heart. Let's wish for safety and protection together. Picture yourself wrapped in a cozy, protective bubble. It's like a warm hug that makes you feel secure all over. Now let's focus on health and strength. Imagine your body and mind bursting with energy and toughness. You're strong and capable. Feel that power. How about true happiness? See yourself with a big smile, feeling content and joyful deep down. Let that happy feeling spread through your whole body. And let's not forget about living life smoothly. Picture yourself gracefully dancing through life's challenges, staying cool and confident. Don't worry if you find this tricky or if some not so great feelings pop up. That's totally normal. Just notice those feelings without judging and gently bring your attention back to these positive thoughts. Remember, you absolutely deserve love and kindness, especially from yourself. You have just as much right to happiness and peace as anyone else in the world. Let's take a moment to craft a personal phrase that really clicks with you. What's your heart's desire for yourself? Maybe it's something like I'm okay just as I am, or I'll be kind to myself. No rush. Find words that feel real and important to you. Now, let's weave your phrase in with the others and feel that warm, fuzzy self-love growing inside. Here we go. I hope I stay safe and sound. I hope I'm in tip-top shape. I hope I find true happiness. I hope life treats me well. Your special phrase goes here. Remember, you can always come back to these little mantras when you need a dose of self-love and compassion. That wellspring of kindness, it's always there inside you, ready to give you a boost when you need it. Take a moment to breathe deeply and notice the warm, comforting sensation of kindness spreading through your body. As we continue our practice, hold on to this feeling, remembering that you truly deserve all the love and compassion you can offer yourself. Let's turn our attention to cultivating that inner warmth, shall we? Picture a tiny, cozy light starting to shine right in the middle of your chest, around your heart. This little light, it's like your very own self-compassion superpower. Now, take some deep breaths and watch that light get brighter and toastier with each inhale. Feel that warmth spreading through your chest. It's like a comforting hug from the inside out. Really soak in that warm, fuzzy feeling. That's what self-compassion feels like. It's being kind to yourself, like you would to a good friend. Keep breathing and imagine that warm glow growing, filling up your whole chest. Pay attention to how it feels to be brimming with this gentle, caring energy. You might notice yourself relaxing, softening, or feeling embraced from within. Pretty nice, right? Now feel that cozy warmth start to trickle down into your belly. It's like a gentle wave spreading through your tummy, your lower back, and your hips. Let this friendly energy ease away any tight spots or aches you might have there. Take some deep breaths, and with each one, imagine this warmth sinking in deeper. Bit by bit, picture this warm, caring light flowing down your legs. It's moving through your thighs, past your knees, down your calves, all the way to your feet and toes. Notice how nice your legs and feet feel as they soak up this nurturing energy. Now let that warmth flow up into your shoulders and arms. Feel it spreading down to your elbows, wrists, hands, and fingertips. Your whole upper body is now filled with this caring, soothing light. Now, let that cozy warmth make its way up to your neck and head. Can you feel it spreading through your throat, your jaw, and your cheeks? It's like a gentle hug that reaches all the way to the top of your head. Your whole body is wrapped in this soft, caring warmth now. Take a sec to really soak in this feeling of being filled with kindness for yourself. How does your body feel? How about your mind? This is what it's like to be good to yourself, to treat yourself like you would a close friend. Remember, this warm feeling of self-compassion is always there for you. Whenever you need a little boost, you can come back to this image, letting this comforting energy flow through you, nourishing your heart, and embracing every part of who you are with gentleness and acceptance. As we keep going with our relaxation time, hold on to that cozy feeling inside. It's a nice reminder that you can be kind to yourself, and that being gentle and caring towards yourself can really help you feel better. Let's journey together on this path of self-compassion, shall we? We're going to explore how to use these kind and nurturing practices when life gets a bit tough. We all hit bumps in the road, and that's when we really need to show ourselves some love. Think about something that's bothering you right now, or remember a time recently when you felt stressed out, anxious, or down in the dumps. As you think about it, pay attention to how your body feels. Maybe your shoulders are tight, or your stomach's in knots, or your chest feels heavy. Whatever you're feeling, it's okay, just let it be there without trying to fix it. Now, let's try a simple little trick called soothing touch. Put one or both hands over your heart or anywhere on your body that feels comforting. Feel the warmth from your hands, the gentle pressure on your skin. It's like giving yourself a hug, just as you would comfort a friend who's going through a rough patch. As you keep that gentle touch going, say to yourself, I'm struggling right now, and that's okay. Everyone goes through tough times. I'm going to be kind to myself. Take a nice deep breath and let those words really sink in. Here's another helpful phrase you can use. Things are hard at the moment, but I'm not alone in this. Lots of people have felt this way before. It's comforting to remember that we're all in this together, isn't it? When you're dealing with something really tough, try this simple 3-step approach. First, recognize what you're feeling. Ouch, this is painful, or wow, this is really tough. Second, remind yourself that you're not the only one, other people have been here too. And third, be gentle with yourself. I'm going to give myself the compassion I need right now. Here's a friendly, semi-formal rewrite of the given text, maintaining approximately the same length. Why not come up with your own self-compassion phrases that really speak to you? You could try things like, I'm okay just as I am, I'm giving it my best shot, or I deserve a little kindness. Keep in mind, being self-compassionate doesn't mean pushing away the tough stuff. It's about accepting yourself completely, even when you're feeling down. When times are rough, try putting your hand on your cheek or giving yourself a gentle hug. These little gestures can actually trigger your body's nurturing response, releasing feel-good hormones and helping you feel more secure. Another great idea is to write yourself a letter, imagining it's from a really caring friend. What would someone who loves you unconditionally say about what you're going through? How would they comfort you? Try to look at yourself through those same compassionate eyes. Hey there, let's talk about something really helpful. It's called the self-compassion break. It's pretty cool when you're feeling overwhelmed. Here's what you do. Just pause for a sec. Take a few deep breaths and say to yourself, I hope I'm safe. I hope I'm at peace. I want to be kind to myself. I accept myself as I am. Feel free to change those words to fit your situation better. Now, don't worry if it feels a bit weird at first. It's totally normal. Like anything new, it takes some getting used to. Just keep at it, and you'll see how it gets easier over time. Be patient with yourself as you're figuring it out. Try to keep these ideas in mind throughout your day. When stuff gets tough, big or small, take a moment and treat yourself like you would a good friend, with kindness and understanding. If you keep practicing, self-compassion can become your go-to support system, helping you deal with life's ups and downs and really thrive. As we keep exploring self-compassion together, let's take a second to appreciate ourselves. We're often so quick to spot our flaws, but we don't always stop to celebrate our good points and actions. So let's switch it up a bit. Take a nice deep breath and focus on your heart. As you breathe, let a warm, fuzzy feeling of appreciation grow inside. Think about what makes you, you. Maybe it's how kind you are, or your creative spark, or how you bounce back from tough times, or even your killer sense of humor. Whatever it is, give yourself a mental high five for those traits. Now look back on the good stuff you've done lately for yourself or others. Perhaps you were super patient with someone you care about, or you crushed it on a project, or you've been taking care of your health. Recognize these awesome things you've done and let yourself feel proud. You deserve it. Take a moment to reflect on the obstacles you've conquered and the personal growth you've experienced. It's amazing how much we can change, even in small ways. Give yourself a pat on the back for all the effort you've put into becoming a better version of yourself. As you take some deep breaths, think about something you've achieved recently. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Maybe you finally tackled that task you'd been avoiding, picked up a new skill, or simply made it through a tough day. Whatever it is, recognize how awesome you are for making it happen. Now, let's show some love to the parts of ourselves we often take for granted. Your body's working hard for you every single day. Your mind's helping you figure things out. And your heart? It's the reason you can connect with others and feel happiness. Take a moment to appreciate these incredible parts of who you are. As we wrap up this reflection, let's pause for a sec and give ourselves a little pat on the back. Go ahead, quietly say to yourself, thanks for being you, for putting in the effort, for learning and growing along the way. Let that genuine feeling of gratitude wash over you. You know, appreciating your good qualities and actions isn't about getting a big head. It's about seeing your true value and acknowledging the work you put in every day. This whole self-gratitude thing, it's a pretty powerful way to show yourself some compassion, and it can really boost your overall well-being and inner calm. As we wrap up this meditation, let's chat about bringing self-compassion into our everyday lives. You know, this practice doesn't just stop when we open our eyes. It's an ongoing journey of being kind to ourselves. How about starting your day with a little self-compassion? When you wake up, try putting your hand on your heart and saying something nice to yourself. Maybe something like, I'm going to be gentle with myself today, or hey, I deserve love and compassion. Throughout the day, keep an ear out for how you talk to yourself. If you catch yourself being critical, take a moment and think, what would I say to a friend right now then? Give yourself that same pep talk. And don't forget to take self-compassion breaks when you need them. Feeling stressed? Take a few deep breaths and acknowledge what you're feeling. Tell yourself, okay, this is tough right now. That's normal. I'm going to be kind to myself through this. Hey there. Life can be tough sometimes, right? But here's the thing, we're all human, and that means we're not perfect. Next time you're feeling down about a mistake or a setback, try telling yourself, you know what? I'm doing my best with what I've got right now. It's totally fine to mess up and learn from it. Speaking of being kind to yourself, why not add some self-care to your daily routine? It could be as simple as a relaxing bubble bath, a stroll in the park, or chilling with a nice cup of tea. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential for your happiness. At the end of each day, take a moment to think about times when you were compassionate to yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back for those moments, no matter how small. You could even keep a little journal to jot down these acts of self-kindness and how they made you feel. And when those tricky emotions pop up, try that self-compassion gesture we talked about earlier. Just put your hand on your heart, feel its warmth, and remind yourself that you deserve compassion, especially when things get tough. You've got this. In your day-to-day life, Keep an eye out for chances to be as kind to yourself as you are to others. When you say something nice to a friend or lend them a hand, think about whether you could use that same support. Make it a goal to treat yourself like you would a close friend or family member. When you're making choices, ask yourself, what's the most self-compassionate thing I could do here? Keep in mind that being self-compassionate takes practice, so don't be too hard on yourself as you work on it. Every moment is a fresh start to choose kindness and understanding for yourself. As you go about your day, hold on to that warm, accepting feeling you've built up during this meditation. Let it remind you that you always deserve compassion, no matter what. As we wrap up our self-compassion meditation, let's take a sec to think about how it went for you. How are you feeling right now in your body and your mind? Maybe you're noticing a bit of softness, some warmth, or just feeling a little more okay with yourself. Think back on what we did, calling out that inner critic, being a bit kinder to yourself, and realizing we're all in this human thing together. How did it feel to treat yourself like you would a good friend? Any moments where things shifted a bit in how you saw yourself? Could have been just a tiny flutter of self-acceptance, a short break from being hard on yourself, or a warm, fuzzy feeling of self-care. As you get ready to jump back into your day, remember that this self-compassion thing isn't just for meditation time. It's always there for you, something you can work on and tap into whenever you need it. Hey there. You know, it's pretty cool to think about how you can keep that warm, fuzzy feeling of self-acceptance going. Why not try something simple, like taking a quick moment during your day to put your hand on your heart, or maybe whisper some kind words to yourself? It's amazing how a little self-kindness can go a long way, especially when things get tough. Remember, being compassionate to yourself isn't something you perfect overnight. It's more like a journey, you know. So don't be too hard on yourself as you keep practicing. Every single moment is a fresh start to be kinder to yourself. You totally deserve it. As you start to tune back into what's going on around you, hold on to that intention to treat yourself and your experiences with compassion. Keep nurturing that inner warmth, okay? It's there to support you and guide you through your day. You've got this.